Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of June 2017. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or if you prefer, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. Now, the underlying energy is the Chariot. So perhaps a Cancer person is important for you in some way. This, again, is about getting your emotions in check, being very focused about what your goals are, where you're headed, and how you're going to get there. So there's something that you want to achieve, and yet there's some issues that are at odds with one another. Maybe there's a lack of balance, or you're having to choose between a risk and safety, or 2 very different outcomes. Maybe you're in opposition to others, or if you're holding yourself back, maybe you're in opposition with yourself. You're of 2 minds. You can't quite master those emotions and decide where you want to go. This is about winning and overcoming those obstacles. Now, they may be related to transportation, communication, getting a car, trying to stay on top of your game. And there could be issues where there's some conflict of interest, and that's getting in the way of your success. It could be that this single-minded focus, though, the narrow-mindedness, is also preventing you from moving forward the way you want to. So this is a week where you're going to have to be mindful of those emotions and curb in those impulses, rein in that anger and that frustration, and use your imagination and know that anything is possible. And you probably feel that because you feel very determined about what it is you're trying to accomplish. And much of what you're going to accomplish is going to happen by working in tandem with others. And remember, you have that resourceful network of friends, acquaintances, and information. What's going to work against you is, avoiding your issues, being apathetic, not willing to work with others. So your attitude, your viewpoint, how you think, how you feel is making a very strong impact on those around you. And at times, you will have the authority to make decisions, and at other times, you'll have to fall in line and go with the fold in order to let somebody else lead. But again, issues related to travel, communication, changing your schedule, your personal, your professional, or your financial schedule, and coming up with some different strategies. Things are moving very quickly for you. The Chariot moves things forward. Now, on a side note, it's important not to move too quickly, like driving your car too fast and getting a ticket or getting in an accident. But you want to move something forward, and you're trying to do that with your leadership skills, your abilities. You want to work more efficiently, and that's fine, again, as long as you're being diplomatic, rather than being domineering or aggressive or overbearing. Know that any kind of alterations, that last minute notice or changes in your schedule will ultimately work for you. They're going to bring about some opportunity more often than not than costing you. Some of you may be relocating or Maybe you're traveling because of some romantic connection, because the sun and the moon in astrology is a new beginning, and it's the male-female principle. So there's possibly a new beginning for you this month in regard to a relationship. Whatever the case, you're going to have to remain focused. You're going to have to be patient, because that's going to be tested by delays, by miscommunication, by breakdowns, and for some of you, because of medical issues that you're dealing with. Now, the Chariot can be a very obsessive card. It can help you meet your goal because you keep your eye on the prize, but it can also mean that you can be too focused, and again, putting all of your eggs in one basket, thinking that a person or a situation is the end all to your dilemma, they're the solution. And if you're trying to gain confidence through that set of circumstances, you may realize that you're looking for your power and your confidence in the wrong place. Some of the things this month are going to be beyond your control simply because you made an error in judgment, or you made a mistake, or they're just beyond you. And so things are not going to move the way that you want them to. Whatever the case, your relationships are in focus, and they're going to enter some kind of new phase that gives you a better understanding, changes your perspective, or broadens your horizon in some way. So this could be a month where you actually cultivate your creativity, or you feel a greater sense of playfulness. Again, especially if you're taking a vacation or you're spending some time out in the outdoors. This could be the beginning of something that's emphasized by the sun and the moon. Now, for some of you, the problem is you're not moving, you're just fantasizing. So this is a month where diplomacy is important, and vigilance, and working with others. This is going to give you the opportunity to tie up some loose ends if you're willing. And in the process, again, you're going to change your perspective. Your belief system and your values will be either challenged or they're going to be rewarded. And this is going to connect to your partnerships, your relationships, whether they are in constructive mode, or you're working against yourself, or others are working against you. You're allowing yourself to be put at a disadvantage. You'll be looking at that. For some of you, you've got this great idea, and yet nobody's buying into it, or you can't come to terms with others. You have these opposing forces and nobody can agree, and therefore you end up feeling as if you're going to have to do it alone. So it all depends on you doing that, in how great your belief is in your own idea. Now, you could find yourself in circumstances where somebody's constantly criticizing, the way somebody is doing something or how they're living their life. Or maybe you're involved in a career that has been a profession for you, when in fact it's making you feel trapped. You want to be freer. You want to, enjoy life. You want a simpler life. So you may be coming to the realization of who you are versus what you want to be, what you want to become, and how those are conflicted. You may be conflicted with the way things are and how you want them to be. So there's an ability for you to see the big picture, plan into the future, and yet, for some reason, some of you may be unable to put that plan into forward motion. And it may be because you're holding yourself back in some way.